Welcome back to Beef Tongue Podcast with Cola and Walker. uh, so my fun fact is that stingrays can actually develop an emotional connection with people. So there was a story about uh, a young boy off the coast of, I think, the Canary Islands or something,
Mhm.
who went to go feed the fish that dropped by the bay, or dropped by the harbor or dock, and he came across a stingray, and he's been feeding it for regularly for, I think, for a few months, until they developed a bond to where that same stingray visits the kid and lets the kid pet him and feed him directly to his mouth. So
Is that unusual for a fish?
generally, it's hard to gauge emotional levels in aquatic life because people don't spend that much time in the water in general. Like, at least not to the point where they can encounter these things regularly. There's not usually there's not stingrays that just kind of swim up to like close contact with humans that much. So I mean, it's possible for them to like swim up to the shoreline and someone steps on it and they get stung. I think that's the only thing. But I mean, generally, it's just when it comes to emotional bond, it's like it would come from animals that showed more in like a higher level of intellect, like octopi or maybe squids. But I think squids are aggressive though.
Squids are crazy
Yeah.
and delicious.
Uh, there's a manta ray that can kill a person too, right? Like, and
Like
they
like swallow them.
just take them whole. Uh, no, they actually have they uh conduct like an electrical current between their two like fins when they flap downwards. So I think there was a manta ray that stung like a diver and killed him underwater. Um, like, he didn't sting him, but it's just like the it was like a electric like shock that like stunned him underneath the water, and then like he was paralyzed in his breathing or something, and then he just died.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So if you ever find yourself in the presence of a manta ray, don't let it swim directly over you.
Oh shit. Speaking of manta rays, sloths can hold their breath longer than dolphins. Dolphins need air every 10 minutes, while sloth can do it for 40 minutes. Can hold it for 40 minutes.
Okay.
Well, that makes sense, right? Because they're slow moving animals. They don't need to move.
You're also slow breathing.
So yeah, they
That
don't
would
need
make
all that.
sense.
Don't need all
Okay.
that oxygen.
Yeah.
And they stink too, so I think that's why they hold their breath longer.
Get this shit off me.
Have you seen an actual sloth before?
No, I haven't. But I heard they're very fierce when they fight, and I was always curious to see. But also, like, uh, their their anatomy freaked me out a little bit because it reminds me of like Silent Hill.
Because of
Um,
their long claws,
kind
long
of.
arms.
Kind of. It's like, have you ever played Silent Hill 1?
No.
No, because there's just like little babies like with like long arms, and they like chase after you and like kind of try to grab you, and that's kind of what sloth would remind me of. Like if it was like standing up and it tried to chase you.
Oh,
Yeah.
I can never play Silent Hill. It scares the shit out of me.
Yeah.
Same
Like
thing with
Silent Hill is
Resident Evil.
really.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I can't when they do a slow open the doors and something jump
Mm.
out. Oh my god.
Ah,
I
that's
hate those
surprising.
I
Mm.
hate those cutscenes.
Mm. I think they got rid of those though. But Silent Hill, like that, that's a show that, or that's a game that constantly like terrifies me because it's just like, it's so like trippy. It's like half acid trip, but also just like all the psychological horror that's behind it. That it's like it, for some reason, it feels like it could be real in some sense. I think that's the kind of the freaky part about it. Like,
Didn't
hmm?
didn't some town in the US inspire the game because there's one town where apparently there's a mine a mine that caught fire and still has never and still on fire now. And that kind of
Mm,
is kind of the inspiration of it. But people I mean people still live there too, so it's crazy. I don't know how they do it. No, just me. I'm
mm.
making shit up.
Well, okay, so I'm looking at it right now. The video game series is
Oh,
set in the fictional town of Silent Hill in the USA, inspired by the very real town of Centralia,
oh
Pennsylvania.
there you go.
In this real world town, there's nothing left but a few dilapidated buildings and a road that slowly sinks into the ground. So, I mean, so a living ghost town is pretty much where it's from. Uh, yeah, well, uh, pop-ups are blocking me from reading it, but still, it's like, um, yeah. So, I mean, how would you visit a town like that? Like, honestly,
probably probably I would visit Chernobyl too if I
mm,
could. So
uh, would you visit during the night or during the day?
I want to say during the day.
I'm like, even during the day is kind of pushing it, but it's
Because no, if something goes down, oh
mm,
man.
yeah. Uh, do you generally believe in ghosts? Like, in all honesty.
Yeah,
Mm,
I've seen some, so it's not like
okay. Um, yeah. I mean, I can't confirm nor deny. So it's like very much like I choose to remain agnostic about it, but it's like, like I'm also not gonna make the effort. I also do not want to make the effort to disprove it if it's real. I'll just say that. It's like, yeah, because if something ends up following me home, then that's kind of fucked me for the rest of my life.
we believe it then.
Hmm. Yeah, push, push your luck, and then once it stays with you, then it's just like, okay, well, what do you do?
That'd be funny if you play like you don't see it exist, but it's like hanging around the house, and it just gives up on haunting you. And he's like, oh
It's
man, I give up.
like uh, it's like fucking it's like watching me play games and eating like Triscuits on my couch and shit. It's like an old bum ass roommate.
It's like if you watch Beetlejuice, it's kind of like same thing that like the new owners deny that they're ghosts, but when they do see him, they just ignore it. Right.
Mm.
But like the ghosts that are trying to scare the shit out of them and it's not working. And it's not working. So they have to hire Beetlejuice to scare them out. And that doesn't work either.
Wait,
So
they hired Beetlejuice to scare out the ghosts or scare out the people in the
the
house?
people, the ghosts hired Beetlejuice, another ghost, to scare the people.
Hmm. Okay. Well, God, I don't remember the. I really don't remember the premise of Beetlejuice. I just remember the cartoon. I like
The
really like the
cartoon was
cartoon.
the cartoon was super good.
Yeah.
I kind of want to watch it now. Shit.
Mm. I was watching Watch Mojo top whatever countdown. It was
Mhm.
talking about all the old TV shows that
We're
all
good.
old TV shows that were amazing, but you probably don't even know about. Some of my shows are on there. Dino Riders. Ooh man, that shit was so good. It's one of those TV series that was based off of toys. The toy line. Yeah. They had Samurai Pizza Cats,
Okay, I know that one.
Biker Mice from Mars.
I know that one.
Uh, what was it Legends of Darkwater or whatever?
Mhm. What about Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table?
Nah, that wasn't on there.
Nah,
Get out
nah,
of here
nah,
with
it's
that
not.
shit. Get out of here with that
uh,
shit.
Rowan Warriors.
Nope.
Uh, what about He-Man?
Hmm. Nope. Not He Man.
Oh man,
No, it's like cult classics where it's just like there's only like you know it existed, but it wasn't like mainstream. Like it
Gargoyles.
didn't. Yeah, Gargoyles was like top. Like it didn't exist or expand past its own universe. Mm, what else was there? Captain Planet.
Okay,
Uh,
that's a good one.
yeah, I didn't like Captain Planet that much, but I mean, I thought uh the last kid, the one with heart, like
Monty
he got yeah he got screwed out of the whole deal where it's just like
Heart,
everyone has like physically useful powers.
but Monty he can talk. He can talk to animals. That's
Mm,
why he had that monkey.
mm. Why can't he use it to get friends? It's just like
I want to see the live action version of that if they ever make it.
what if he
It'd be the Rock will be Captain America.
Captain America?
I mean, Captain Planet.
Oh, uh, I would feel that Kevin Hart would make a better Captain Planet. Uh, yeah. So all right. So speaking of Captain Planet, um, what what are the things that you tend to be snobby about? Uh, Cola and I have our own passions and professions that we've gone through, and obviously we developed some opinions around it, and some of those things are like hills we would die on when it comes to our standpoint on the topic. So, Cola, why don't you start us off?
I'm snobby at people who drive sports cars that are not manual.
Hmm, interesting. What's to be snobby about?
The thing is like people who drive sports. I mean, like nowadays, like people who drive sport car, they have the paddle shifters and stuff like that. But it's not as fun and it's not as engaging if you were driving a manual car.
Okay,
Like I really don't. People who drive like Ferraris and Lamborghinis, they're driving basically automatic cars that go really fast. No,
but is that but even though the paddle shift exists, I don't know that many people who use it. like specifically the paddle shift. Have you
I
seen
mean, I've
anyone like use them?
no, I've never seen anybody that uses it.
Yeah, so it's just like
Could-
it's kind of a moot point to have those, but
But I would like
so
to see like sports cars with like manual transmissions. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, Fast and the
Like,
Furious. If you see Vin Diesel with the little paddle shifters, like
Vin Diesel is driving an automatic. Every time I see him, put it in drive, and I was like, "What are you putting it in drive for?" Apparently, he steps on the gas again to go make it go faster.
uh, so he's driving the muscle car. Like you can do that in a Corolla too. You know that, right?
So
Yeah, it
yeah,
was. I mean, the idea was to show the art form behind like drag racing and driving and stuff, but it's like yeah. I mean, it's a dying form of art, but it's just kind of funny that like they thought that the design to replace like manual stick shift was paddle shift, and that would be
well,
the entire yeah.
I mean, it originated from like what those indie cars, right? Those small, not Formula One, right? The Formula
Hmm.
One cars, right? But the
Hmm.
thing is like, I mean, those things are like quick, quick, it's a lot faster and quicker and stuff like that. But not, I mean, if you're gonna drive it out, not on a racetrack, right? You can in public, you're just gonna look embarrassing.
Oh, I mean, have you tried using those?
Yeah,
It's actually like pretty difficult to like feel it out.
it's like the other thing is like sometimes I forget. Like I think the last time I drove a paddle shifting car, it's with the Audi, and like I just stepped on the gas and not thinking I have to shift up or down, shift up or down and stuff like that. But even
Mm.
with that, it's like a simulated upping downshift and upshift. Even if you forget to shift up, it's gonna do it automatically for you.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, I guess like that's kind of what takes the I guess human element out of it, where it's like it doesn't punish you for driving
yeah,
incorrectly.
I
So
think that's
and
what we need. Yeah.
so it's like for a stick shift, it's just like it's a lot more precision involved. So you like landing it perfectly means that like your car gets to go, and if you don't land it correctly, then your gears grind, or you're in the wrong gear, or your car is going to act a bit out of the norm to give you that feedback. So it's like when you take that away, then it's just like people can't tell if they're driving bad or not. Okay, so that makes more sense about like being a snob about driving, because I was like kind of confused about that.
Yeah. I mean, if it's electric car, I mean, you can't go with manual, right? It's just it's one gear and it's go ahead, which is fine. I'm
Hmm.
fine with that.
Mm. Um, I have an automatic car, but I can safely say if I had the opportunity to go back to a manual, I definitely would. It just makes more. It just feels more intuitive to me. But yeah. Um, but
And nobody can steal the car, so I don't know.
yeah, that's the other thing too, huh? Like it's just like now, like people can't like a lot of people
People can't
can't
drive
drive
it.
manual. People can't drive manual, and that's kind of an advantage to have. Like I'm glad I learned when I could. Um, but all in all, it's very much yeah, it's a lot. It's gonna become a lost art, unfortunately. But I feel bad for those who like never got to learn. Anyways, let me see. So I think something that I feel snobby about generally is mm, cooking specific dishes. So um, Cole and I used to make pho, and so after so many weeks of trial and error to perfect the recipe, it's like nowadays, like we go to when we go to a restaurant, um, like I always have the conversation with my wife about like, you know, was uh was was the pho worth it, or is it worth coming back for? So like 8 times out of 10, it's generally like no, because like I'm sitting there like, well, the soup is a little bit too bland. The meat was overdone. The noodles are not the right type of noodles. Um, you could taste like how fresh their ingredients are. Um, and you could kind of tell if you got like the bottom of the pot soup compared to like fresh soup.
Don't you want the bottom of the pot soup? Like that nice, flavorful. No?
All the concentration, all the concentration at the bottom. Generally, no. You want like maybe what's in the first upper half of the pot, because that's where the perfect balance of the flavor is. So I mean, so there's a lot of that, and then
I mean, do you now just stay home and make it yourself?
I mean I
Sometime,
can. The
sometime.
problem the problem is it's that if I make it, it's also gonna be like a weekend's worth of pho. So you're just gonna eat that shit like all the time until it's gone, or else the stuff goes bad. So um, yeah, so inevitably it is more worth it to make it yourself, but also just getting a taste of like the outside restaurants food every now and then just kind of keeps your flavor checks there, where it's just like it like because it could very well be that your recipe is like bad too, so it's like it's doing a lot of comparing. um but I don't only I also do it for like certain restaurants too. uh not just pho restaurants, but it's just like anything I can make at like say um it makes it hard to eat at like regular diners, because I'm just like I can make this, and I've actually made it way better and it costs less, and it was done a lot faster without the need of driving out there for gas or wasting the gas to go out there. So my mind kind of like makes all those connections at the same time. So then it's like by the time like I'm about to enjoy it, it's like, well, um it just doesn't. I guess the snob in me kind of kicks in and it's just like, oh, this tastes like shit. So uh but surprisingly, it's like fast food restaurants are always like are always acceptable to me, because it's just like, yeah, no, because like the thing is, um like one, they are literally things that like I do not want to waste the money to buy, because I know they'll be wasted, and um I can't make french fries as good as like certain fast food chains. So I mean, they got me beat there, but it's not like I can't make it. It's just that I lack the equipment to make that stuff, and plus I don't want that equipment to have accessible to me to make better make better fast food items.
It's I got addicted to this what's it, Insta udon noodles. Have you tried that? The instant udon noodles,
The ones in the bowl,
the ones in the bowl?
from like Costco or whatever, Nongshim or
Pro-
whatever.
Yeah, but
Mm.
those are really good. I was surprised. So because I just got it at the Korean market, and it's like it's nice. It's nice and handy to have around, right?
Mm.
If you ever gone to like a marugama and like ramen udon, it's almost just as good. And
Marugame, like the one in Hawaii
yeah,
or whatever.
yeah.
Mm. Yeah. Um, it's not bad. It's yeah, it's not bad. It's just it's one of those things where it's just like I can't ever have like plain instant ramen anymore.
You gotta have stuff in it, right?
Yeah, you have to have like all the stuff in it, and then like
Hey,
some of them do it well, some of them don't. A lot of top ramen packs or whatever, top ramen or whatever brand. There's a bunch of like Asian brands that I like to go with, but none of them usually have the stuff in there. So it's like I can't I can't fully enjoy the experience unless we have all the dressings that go with it, like the half boiled egg, then the bamboo, green onions, and all that other stuff. Yeah, I get like that's where I get like judgy about people who offer me ramen because it's just like okay, like you know, what else you got?
um, the other thing is I'm snobby about is fish sauce.
Wait, what?
Fish sauce.
You're snobby about fish sauce?
Yes, because there has to be a certain brand.
Mm,
So
okay, interesting.
so yeah.
Mm. So it
I like the crab
so
brand.
oh yeah.
Uh,
Uh,
uh
well, I
is that
mean,
what the
notably, that's the main one we used. Um, but there's a whole bunch of other ones that like my family has taught me about. They kind of mix in, and they just tell me like like you can use this one, but it's gonna be like a little bit saltier, and like this one's gonna be a little bit more fishy, or there's gonna be a bit more of an umami taste to this one, and it's just like surprisingly, there's a lot of different brands to play around with. Just, I mean, the tried and true one has been the crab brand for me so far. But I mean, how would you be snobby about that? Would you be able to taste it in like dishes that people make for you?
sometimes you can't. It's just, sometimes you like certain sauces and certain like soups you make out with this brand. It just tastes a lot better than others,
Mm,
right? Maybe I'm paranoid about it, but yeah, like certain brands, like it's going to taste better with this brand.
mm, interesting.
Anything else, I don't care.
Okay.
Like
Wow.
noodles. Oh, the other thing is like if you're gonna, yeah,
Mm,
I don't know. That's just me. Like I can't get anything else. But that's like the most expensive too. So it's not like I mean,
mm.
if you're gonna go a hot sauce, are you gonna go? Or if you want like a sriracha style, are you gonna go for sriracha? Or are you gonna go for like a Trader Joe's knockoff? Or the guy who grew the sriracha peppers, he also made his own sriracha hot sauce too. Are you gonna try his, or are you gonna try the original?
I wanted to try his. I just don't know what it's called and if it's
Where's it?
available.
Where's it? Yeah,
Yeah,
damn it. Yeah,
but
remind me. I need to pick up some hot sauce.
Hmm. No, but you do taste the difference in the sriracha eventually. Like it's just like it doesn't have the same kick as it usually did. So
It's not as spicy.
yeah. Do you ever feel that?
Well, they did because that guy doesn't sell the peppers to sriracha to the food company anymore. So
Hmm.
the owner he's using a different pepper in it. So it's not the same. It's not the same one from 10 years ago. So
Mm.
because that guy took his peppers and said, "Hey, fuck it, I'm going to make my own hot sauce," and that's what he did. Does it taste the same? I don't know because I don't know where, I don't know what's called or where I can get it.
Mm. Um, I want to meet someone who is snobby about soy sauce. Cause,
Uh,
cause like, have you seen how many brands there are available in like Ranch 99 and stuff?
yeah, but then
Like,
I know what I stick to. So, but same thing with ketchup. Same thing with ketchup too. So
right. But with that much variety, can you honestly say that you tried every single one and then you still want to
no,
stick with the same one? See?
yeah.
So,
I mean, I don't like was it Kokima
Kiko
Kikoman? I don't like it. No way.
Mm, okay. Uh, so even though it's like a mainstream brand.
Yeah.
Mm, yeah, fair enough. Uh, got anything else that you're particularly snobby over?
Probably ketchup. I mean, I don't like a lot of ketchup, but I can't like I like Heinz ketchup compared to like a Hunt's or a fancy
Mm,
ketchup. So it's like
mm.
just know that just know people will prefer the Heinz ketchup to any other fancy ketchup that's out there.
But do you know why?
I don't know. I think maybe it's a lot more sugar in it. I'm not sure.
It's marketing. It's simply
So
marketing.
so can you tell the difference if you had Hunt's or Heinz?
Mm, if you had a super taster, it's quite possible. But I mean, if you had the introduction, if you had a blind introduction to it, you probably wouldn't be able to tell too much. Um, but it's like um, when it comes to the shape of a ketchup bottle, it's always associated with Heinz.
Now, which
Uh,
ketchup brand do you have in the fridge right now?
I think it would.
Heinz.
Well, no, actually, I don't have any ketchup. I have ketchup packets. Uh, Yeah, because then we don't use it that much, so it's like we'd rather just like actually we've never used ketchup actually. We use mustard more than anything, or way more than ketchup because it's an ingredient to like a lot of our recipes. But other than that, nah, ketchup unless it's on like a hot dog, and that's all I can say. Um, yeah, I mean, well, like one thing that this is veering off of the topic of food, but one thing I am particularly snobby about is the way people drive. I mean, I am definitely one of those drivers that judges everyone for how they drive. I mean, I don't say I'm the best driver, but like when I see people like acting up on the road, where it's like people are getting hella mad over like over small shit that I see, where people flick their turn signals like half a millisecond before they jump into the next lane. Like then they have the nerve to get mad at everyone else
Because
because they
they're
feel like they
driving
were right.
slow.
No, no, because it's just like they dart in front of other people, but it's just like because like they justify it because they hit their turn signal before they went into the lane. Like, you know, as they were already making the effort to go into that lane, they just hit their turn signal. But it's just like, just because they hit their turn signal and they cut someone off, then they feel like they had the right of way. So like they have the right to get mad at everyone else for that. Then that's just like dumb and rude. Um, or it's just, you know, people who are literally impatient, where they drive off onto the shoulder of a car to try and cut 10 people.
Yeah, you drive more than me, so you probably see a lot more of that crazy